Who, Nilotec? Nilotec came around for a little while. But you know what? He blocked me a while back, I think. He was a big fan of my PH, eh? And then he messaged me. He's like, "Oh, I'm a big fan and whatnot." He's like, "Here's my Instagram." I took a look and I was like, "Wow, he's an attractive guy." Comparison to some of the ones I've seen. I mean, some of the ones are completely naked, like what are they calling them? Just disgusting type of ones. But he was well dressed and everything. I was like, wow, yeah, a fan that's actually like impressing me. So that's why I shouted him out or whatever, and what is it called? Did some looking at him, and I mentioned him a few times because uh, he intrigued me. Anyway, that's Nilotec, Nilotec. He's in Seattle. Yeah, he was a big fan of mine. And what's it called? And that's what he said. He was a big fan of mine, and he wanted to be all a part of my stuff. That's why he contacted me. Original Invicta. Well, hey, don't contact me like that if you don't want to be in anything. Because I'm the guy. I'm open about everything on my entertainment and whatnot. So if you don't want to be a part of it, don't even contact me. That's kind of the purpose of it. It's like you look good on Instagram. Um, and everything for a reason. As long as I say. Still COVID-19. Well, no, I'm calling it COVID-22. 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 It is sort of an atrocity. I'm doing all right. I know many are not doing as good as they want to be. And frankly, some are not doing well at all. But I've seen some videos of some recovering people in hospital that looked very promising. And I see that we have people that don't even know English properly that hold authority in the freedoms of English people, and that's quite weird. But that's how it's been for a while. I've seen that like, well, yeah, I know that there is like, well, there's certain ones that are condominium owners or whatnot in maybe Ontario that, well, quite frankly, don't know how to speak either French or English. But I've never seen that all the way up to go with the government. But it's changing. I guess we have government officials now that don't even know French, English, or Spanish in North America, in our country. Somehow they've obtained official status or in a higher authority status. And that's interesting because I don't think that's going to fly for too long. But for any kind of status where they could say have power over another being in their society. Because our languages are French and English in Canada, and they're English and Spanish in the United States. But we have also many other languages now, so that does need a bit of updating. But the main languages that they print things out of, the government puts their money behind, is English, Spanish, French, and French, especially in Canada and the United States. They're put all the companies, all the government, everything put their money behind the English language and when they print it out on their labeling. But we have a lot of imported stuff that we call that imported and whatnot. Like I buy a lot of pasta sauce from Sicily, and that's imported, and it's got some Italian writing, I bet, on it and things like that. But that goes back to history, like MASH, sort of military, those days. And all types of nationalities fighting. That's what it brings me back to right now when I'm thinking. Because the first time I got to know my national history or ancestry, like I've said many times, especially Italian and stuff, that was with the military. And that was with Matthew Earls, and he opened it up to me. The Italian way of things. Being an Italian American. Or an Italian Canadian for that matter. Or any percentage of that. But he obviously knew the way he talked to me and the way he taught me that I had been more of enough percentage of Italian than any other person that he relatively knew around at the time. Other than a couple really nice Italian females we had in Florida. Yeah, Florida had a lot of really, really beautiful Italian females, I remember. And I had even seen an Italian female um, quite recently in the hospital. There was a few. There was one that was slightly Italian, and then you had another one that was a good percentage. I failed to talk to her, but I really wish I would have. She was so beautiful. She had the most Italian hair, everything. You could just tell she was just so. She would have been just so interesting for me. And I call those girls like my little spaghetti and meatballs. And there is two girls that are like my little spaghetti and meatballs. Is the girl from the hospital and Rachel Scarpelli. So, I got another video talking about spaghetti and meatballs and her. But I was so sleepy I didn't upload it the proper way, but I know I'll get around to it. But it's starting to be a thing. Hmm. I wouldn't want to eat her physically or nothing, like hurt her, like you would with the meatballs and everything. But they, the Italian girls, especially those two, especially, they appetize you in the same way that a spaghetti and meatball plate would, and and they make you feel the same feelings as you would after you have a great bowl of spaghetti, and you crave them just as much as you crave your necessary hearty bowl, big bowl, or whatever, multiple. Sometimes you have seconds and whatnot of spaghetti with cheese, of course. Like they make you feel like, well, they make you feel like even if you didn't have cheese, it tastes. There's no problem, and you feel like you got. Well, because cheese comes down to money. Everybody wants cheese at some time, and sometimes you don't have the cheese when sometimes you want cheese but you don't have the money to buy it, and it would make it better, and you think of them. And then sometimes you have all the cheese in the world, and you feel so good, and you think, and you no, well, I was going to say that I would feel guilty, but she's eating the same thing if she's with you. But unfortunately, she's not with me, so she may be not eating anything. And maybe I'm just eating a big bowl of spaghetti myself. But I'm thinking about them every time I do that. I've invited them plenty of times to try it with me. I eat spaghetti meatballs quite frequently and sausage, for that matter. And many things. And I like vegetable in it too, like mushroom and green pepper, red peppers, yellow peppers, onions, onion, many other things. And I can make a good homemade meatball too. My mom does too. She taught me. She packs the meat really nice and tight, nice and firm. Breadcrumbs, oregano, maybe a little minced onion, garlic, cheese, many other things. Seasonings, egg a little bit.